difficulties. I'm going to go ahead and keep recording here. I'm not sure what happened to the other one, but I'll try to piece them together if possible. I'm just going to share my screen again. Oh, hold on a second here. Let's make sure I'm on the right slide because I know that when I came back, I accidentally moved too far forward. Oh yeah, here we go. So, back to you guys. Share. All right. So now we're going to go over our first goals as a partner. Present. So your first goals as an Amare brand partner: share when your happy juice arrives. On your stories, share your excitement for trying it. Invite people to follow along on your happy juice journey. Explain what it is about happy juice that had you intrigued, because that's going to hit somebody where it matters to them, right? Because we all, like I said many times, we've all started this for different reasons, but people are going to connect with your specific reason. Put up a poll to see where the interest lies in your follower base. So you can say things like, who's tried happy juice? Me. And then you can add like little things like, me, I love it. I've heard of it, but never tried it, or I'd love to try it. Now, what this is going to do is help you start building a little bit of a list for people who you can reach out to, or people to avoid if they've already tried it themselves. But a lot of people like us will also vote on your polls, which is good. So if you do see a poll on any of our team's stories, and you have some option that you can click, I recommend clicking those options just to help boost the engagement for our team members. This is something that's very huge. We are all in this together, and we are women supporting women. So that's one way that we can support each other. Here's some more first goals. So share yourself drinking it every day. Consistency with drinking it and sharing about it are imperative to keep your audience engaged and to also give you the best results for the juice. Your first rank is brand builder with 1000 OV. This will also earn you free product credit. This can be achieved personally or through anyone in your organization, including your own sales, your own purchases, and anyone below you. So it's organizational volume is anything that any of your customers purchase, anything you purchase for yourself, and anything any of your brand partners purchase or sell. So it can add up very quickly, but think about 10 sales, right? Like 10 sales total or 10 packs total will get you there. So if you hit your 5 for 5 and then you get a brand partner that hits their 5 for 5, well, now you've hit brand builder, right? So it's as simple as that to get to the first rank. And then we also have the exciting Focus on 5 bonus, which I just mentioned, which is helping 5 new customers or brand partners get set up with any pack on Subscribe and Save, and you earn 500 monthly bonus. So I want to go into a little more detail here because there has been a few people who have reached out to me being like, hey, so it says that I've filled in 3 sales, but I haven't met my Me and 3 bonus. So there is a bonus before Focus on 5 called Me and 3. Me and 3 is easier to achieve in a month that you have maybe 3 months in the bag, because the reason why it's easier is because hopefully the people who you got on previous months keep their subscription, which will then add to your team volume. So this is, your personal volume. Your personal volume is what they use for Me and 3. So it's not going to be organizational volume. Your own order can count for that if you need to. But if you get another customer on with 100 PV so let's say you're sitting at 400 PV, you've already made your own purchase, which is not necessary, but I'm just using this as an example. You've made your own purchase, you've sold to 3 people, but you still haven't met your Me and 3. Well, now you need to sell to 1 more customer, or a customer from a previous month needs to make an order to add up to 600 PCV. Does this make sense? So that's how you'll get your Me and 3. It's easier to achieve your Focus on 5 because even though it's more sales, you'll still get your Focus on 5 bonus by meeting those Focus on 5 requirements. So Me and 3 is a little bit different. It is volume-based plus sales-based. Are we understanding that? So there's like a little bit of discrepancy there, but I just wanted you guys to know that that is how you can get your me in three. And I think me in three is about $150 bonus or 200-ish. So depending on where you are at in the world, whether you're Canadian or American. So that is still a decent bonus. I mean, that basically pays for your next month of Happy Juice. So even if you make that your first goal, and then try to reach for your focus on five, it's still an amazing bonus for you to have in a month. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about content creation. So you will want to be posting at least 3 story slides per day. Now, this can sound intimidating for somebody who doesn't post at all, but this is just like the basics, you guys. Like, if you aren't already showing up online, this is a really great way to segue into sharing a little bit more. Post them of you. So what you're up to throughout the day, what you drinking your happy juice, anything at all. Get your audience and anyone following along a chance to get to know you, the you outside of Amare. Okay, this is how you're going to find your people. You can add graphics for advertisement for sure, but make sure you're sharing about you first. Remind yourself that people buy from you, not Amare. They buy because they trust you and what you share about. So the only way they're going to trust you and build a relationship and a connection with is if you're sharing things that relate to them. So, I'm just going to use Morgan as an example because she's the first person in line here. Morgan is a new mom. Her baby is just over a year old. She has 2 dogs at home. She's getting married, so she's starting wedding planning. So these are 4 core things that people who are all in that exact season of life are going to be drawn to with Morgan, right? The more Morgan shares about her wedding planning, the more she shares about her baby, the more she shares about her dogs, the more she's going to find people that have basically that exact lifestyle. Maybe a little bit of things off. Maybe they only have 1 dog, or maybe their baby's or their child's 3, or whatever. But they are going to be more relatable to Morgan because Morgan's going to talk about how, her dog Cedar drives her nuts with the barking. And I am so happy I have my happy juice because it is so overstimulating, especially when I'm trying to get my baby to sleep. Like, this is how Morgan shares. That's going to relate to somebody who has the exact same situation. So you want to be sharing those things. Alessa, for example, she has a little girl who just went off to school and she's struggling with it, right? She is a recent single mom. So people who just sent their child off to school for the first time ever, their child's having a hard time getting to know the structure and the routine, and being away from mom and just separated from somebody, that exact person is going to relate to Alessa. There's many, many, many people out there in that exact season of life, right? The only way you're not going to relate to somebody in that exact season of life is if you're not sharing about those parts of your life, right? So make sure that you're getting vulnerable and personal with people. That's how they're going to form a proper connection with you. And you can use your stories, you can use your content, your reels to do this. So Alessa, you could talk about in a reel, right? I just sent my daughter off to school. She's struggling. This is what I'm doing to help. This is what I'm doing to make that easier for me as a mom, right? And then putting it in the caption. I'm using a specific protocol to help me with my cortisol levels, help me with this and that, right? That's going to speak to that exact person who is struggling right now and struggling with the emotions of that and doesn't have a solution at this time, right? So is this making sense? Oh, are we going to go to the next slide? Yes, we're going to talk a little bit more about reels here. So best way to make a reel that's going to capture more people in just even in like the reels feed, right? You're going to want to use a trending audio. How do you find a trending audio? Can anyone tell me? You can unmute if you want, Alyssa. You're good with this.
The little arrow that is next to the
Yes.
song, I don't know.
Yeah, so right next to the audio, there will be a little arrow that will tell you if it's trending. If you click the audio, it'll also tell you all the reels that have been made with that audio. So if you're looking for inspiration on how to reuse that audio, use a little bit of that for some inspiration. Don't copy somebody's reel, make it your own, tell your own story, but use the trending audio, right? You're going to want to take clear videos in natural lighting, you guys. This is huge, okay? People want a scroll stopping reel. I mean, if you want to put like a dark filter on your reel, that's fine, but it has to be clean looking, right? It has to be something that you're actually going to be drawn to when you're scrolling. You guys know this, the doom scroll, right? We all do it where we're doom scrolling. What do you think stops you on a reel? You have to start asking yourself, why did I stop on this reel? What drew me to it? Right? Add a hook to draw the viewer in and add more about the hook in the caption where you can go more into depth. So give a little taste of what you're about to talk about or a question where you will have answers to in the caption. This is huge, you guys, because the shorter the audio and the clip, the best hook you can get, and then the longer the caption in your actual caption, the longer somebody will stay on your reel, right? The more times somebody circles through and cycles through your reel, the more views you get, the more your reels will be pushed out to a larger audience. Okay, so that's a good way to get more views on your reels is to keep it short but long. Okay. Add a clip. So we were talking about this in the chat the other day. Cover photos, I'm going to just say it's up to you. Okay. I prefer a clear, bright cover photo from my camera roll. That's going to show up on my feed. Okay. You can do whatever you want with cover photos as long as it's unison. Okay. So if you're always using the same filter on your reels, then everything's going to look the same. If you're using the little scrolly thingy to find your cover photo from your reel, make sure that it's a good thing that you've frozen on, right? Not you like running around like, bleh, you know what I mean? Like you want it to be a frozen frame that actually looks good. What this is going to do, you guys, is when somebody comes to your page, you want to stay there, right? So you want them to feel welcomed in your space. So think about the people that you follow that you enjoy and remind yourself why you clicked that follow button. Usually it's because you went to their page and everything looks unison, right? So however you want that to look for you and your page and your style, do it. But just make sure that so your first 6 squares is like your open sign in your business. So I'm going to give you guys, hang on, there's some chat going on here. If you add your cover later, yeah, and you can add your cover later. The only thing about that is you can't choose where, do you know how you can kind of add where it is in your like little home screen square? It kind of just puts it wherever, right? So that's like, I'll show you as an example. I added this one. I wonder if you guys are going to be able to see this or not. So on my actual home screen, oh, it's changed now. It like, for some reason it changed. So before this photo here, it was only showing like that bottom half of my body because I added it after, right? This one, it's like cutting off my face. But either way, like it all is the same filter. Do you guys see how it all kind of looks unison, right? So that first 6 squares, so you pin your best posts, right? And then that next 3 squares, this is your open sign for your business. This is the first thing people see when they come to your page. So make sure that it looks good. You can also move, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but you can also go to your reel and you can go to the 3 lines at the top and you can remove it in this little thing. Remove it from your profile grid if you don't want it there. What that's going to do is it's just going to move it to reels. So instead of it being here on the front page, it'll be here on the reels page. And you can pin 3 reels here too. Okay, so they can be different. So yeah, that's a little bit of some training there. And then send your reels, you guys, into our team chat so we can help boost your engagement. Because we, like I said, we are women supporting women. If you have literally 5 seconds to click on somebody's reel and say, yeah, girl, or get it, or I agree with this, or anything at all, this will help your fellow partner and friends reel be seen more. And if we're all working together on this, it will help all of our businesses grow. You know, there is more than enough people to go around. You know, we do not dim somebody's light by using our light to help keep it lit, right? You guys, there are like billions of people on Instagram. Don't ever think that your comment on somebody's reel is going to take away from your success or anything. We are all in this together, okay? Engagement and connections. This is my favorite because this is where it all comes from, you guys. You know, nobody just like, well, there's a few people that will just like click a link and buy it, but usually it's because something that they've connected with you on, right? So remember to respond to all comments on your reels to boost your engagement. Okay. So anytime one of us comments on your reels, make sure you respond to it. That's going to add an extra comment to your reel. It's going to help with the engagement. Okay. Don't let an ounce of engagement about Happy Juice go unnoticed. Every like, every comment, send them a courtesy message like this. Just want to say thank you for the support on my posts. Means the world. Are you just showing love or are you interested in what I'm up to? Either way, I appreciate you, but I didn't want you to have missed out because I didn't send the message. Haha. Keep it chill, right? We are humans talking to humans. So don't have to be robotic about it. You can be fun and airy about it, right? But just open up that conversation, right? It doesn't have to be hard. Stay organized and stay authentic. So create a folder on Instagram and name it Connections. You can do this by saving a post of somebody you have been connecting with, and the option to create a folder will appear. Have we all made a folder before? Yeah.
I've
So
never
this is
seen this before.
okay. So I'm going to show you. Um, I'm going to use Alessa as an example because she's the first reel here. So here's her reel. Here you go, Alessa. I'm going to save your reel. Save. And then it's going to say I have little things. So here I'm going to put it in viral. So now when I'm looking for a viral content, so this also helps you guys organize your content as well. If you see something that's gone viral that you want to recreate and make your own, you can put it in the viral folder. So when you're wanting to look for, and how do we find it again? Hold on a second. I think it's in settings and activity on your profile. And somebody, yeah, it's under saved here. All of them. Okay. So that's how you can save with people that you're talking to as well, or people that you want to talk to but haven't worked up the courage yet. But you're like, oh, this girl and I vibe, right? I'm going to start engaging with her content a little bit. I'm going to start commenting on her stuff. So take maybe 5-10 minutes out of every Wednesday afternoon, right? And go into that folder and go see what they've posted that week and start liking their stuff, commenting on their stuff, watching their stories, right? Because once they see that you're connecting with them, they will maybe want to connect with you back, right? You just never know. But if you don't do the things, then they're not gonna, right? So those that you have messaged and have been engaging with, add them to the folder. That way you can easily keep up with them and continue to grow that connection authentically. Spending 5 to 10 minutes a day doing this, keeping up with them will make a huge difference. Okay, so I literally just said that. I didn't even realize when that was still there. So yeah, that's basically how that part works. Connecting with people as people is going to be your biggest thing, you guys. The magic is in the DMs. Okay, I'm going to show you if I can find her here. I just made a new connection by somebody, and like this is the other thing that I do, okay? I'll go to a viral reel. I've said this before, but if you guys didn't hear this before, I'll go to a viral reel that's like not really talking about happy juice, but maybe talking about stress or mom life or, toddlerhood or anything that's relatable to me. And when I'm going through the reels, or when I'm going through the reel, I go to the comment section. If it's gone viral, there's going to be so many comments on it, you guys. When you're in that comment section and you find somebody saying, like, oh my gosh, like, I never realized how hard motherhood could be, or I never realized how exhausted I could be in motherhood, or this is so relatable, or anything like that, click on that person. Because what that's going to do is it's somebody who interacts on Instagram. Whether they post stories or not, they are active on Instagram enough to want to make a comment on a viral reel, right? Now, they have a problem. I'm exhausted all the time. You have a solution, right? So you follow them, you start engaging with them, you start watching their stories, and you hope that they'll follow you back, right? So that was just a rough example. If in your algorithm there's lots of like single mama content, for example, and somebody's in there saying like, I never wanted to leave, but it's been the best thing for me, that kind of thing, click on their page, start following them, whatever it works for you, right? So your relatable people are going to be found in like the viral comment section of Reels. Okay, so I would love for you guys to even take 15 minutes today to scroll some Reels, go into the comment section and follow some new people, because that's how your business is going to continue, right? Do you think that 10 years into network marketing or 6 years or whatever it may be, do you think that people that are buying from me are like my friends and family? Do you think 10 months into this, do you think it's my friends and family? No, 90% of it is people that I find on Instagram. Okay, so like if you want to keep hitting those 5 for 5 bonuses and everything, like you'll run out of your warm market. You need to expand your cold market. And this is a really good way of doing that. Okay. Along with making the reels and everything like that. Samples. Let's talk about samples. If you have the inventory for a sample, you guys can offer a sample to someone. A sample gives somebody like the chance to actually taste it, right? They're not going to see like massive results right away. But I know for me, like, and this is what I'll say to people after a 3-day sample, how were you sleeping? Because for me, that was the biggest change, instant change, is I was actually sleeping through the night. Before starting Happy Juice, you guys, I was waking up at 3 a.m. every single night, no matter what time or morning, no matter what time I went to sleep at, I was up at 3 a.m. every single night. And some nights I would be able to go back to sleep. Some nights I'd put on a guided meditation and force myself back to sleep. But you know what that does? When your actual alarm goes off at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30, whatever it may be, you are so much more exhausted because you had to force yourself back to sleep, right? I am actually sleeping for the last 10 months, you guys. I'm actually sleeping from the time I fall asleep till the time I wake up. And that is huge to me. So that's what I'll always ask somebody after they've had a 3-day sample. How was your sleep? That's a huge one. How did it taste? How are you feeling? I noticed my irritability went significantly down by day 2. Like things that used to like just be like, I just was like, wow, that doesn't bother me as much anymore. So ask like little questions like that after you do a sample pack, but offer the sample packs to your potential customers and prospects. You can figure out the interest using a post on Facebook and Instagram, polls and stickers in your stories. You are welcome to charge whatever you like for samples. This is your business. I charge $25 to ship them out. This is optional. You don't have to. If you need the money, if you don't have a ton of stock, absolutely charge, right? If it's taking away from your monthly supply, absolutely charge. If you have kids' mood on you, absolutely charge for that, right? $25 to ship it out, shipping rates aren't cheap. if they're local to you, you can still charge $25. People are going to be more likely to purchase it from you if they invest in it to begin with, you know, because they're also going to take it more seriously. No one's just going to buy a $25 sample pack and let it hit the dust, right? Like get all dusty. They're actually going to use it, right? So you're more likely, if you give somebody something for free, and trust me, I've done this. If you give somebody a free sample, oh, I haven't tried it yet. Oh, maybe next week. Oh, have you like you check in with them every few days. Hey, did you ever get a chance to try those samples? Oh, not yet. If you charge them for the samples, you guys, they will be using the samples. Okay. Let's see what the chat's saying here. I've had this happen. Yeah, exactly. It happens, right? They don't take it as seriously. Something you can also offer somebody, this is like, again, this is your business. But if somebody buys a 3-day sample from you, this is something I've done in the past, and they end up buying a pack from you, you can say to them, hey, because you bought those samples and are investing in the full pack, I'm going to cover your shipping, right? Because it's basically the investment of the samples. It's giving you your one for your 5 for 5. And it's really like, it's like an exchange, right? They already gave you the $25. So you can offer that as well. But okay, so where did I get all sidetracked? This allows you to see where the interest lies and gives them an opportunity to taste test and feel the minor shifts. I like doing a 3-day sample as you can really start to feel the changes after day 2 and 3. Something else you can do is when you send a sample pack to somebody, you can send them the like how to mix it graphic. You guys know the one I'm talking about. We should all have it like saved in a folder on our, I know I do. And then you should also send the phased benefits graphic so that they can see that the longer you're drinking it, like, yeah, you may feel this good after day 3, but check out what you'll feel by month 3, right? Let's keep people trying it out for that 90 days. They do have the money back guarantee, so there's nothing wrong with that, right? Um, how are we feeling about samples? Anyone want to throw some samples out there? It's the beginning of the month, you guys, right? We've got so much of the month to go. And if you do have extra stock for samples, I highly recommend getting it into some people's hands and seeing who would be. I know Alessa's like, ooh, I have 4 left, but maybe when your shipment comes in, you can offer a couple day samples to some people who have been interested, right? I'm gonna stop that there and just come back to you guys. Stop share. All right. Do we have any questions or anything you guys want some more clarification on? Anything you wish that I talked about a little bit more? How are we feeling?
Okay, so you're basically saying like maybe follow up with people who have bought in samples and been like offer them to cover free shipping because shipping is like 11.99 US dollars. And I sold my sample packs for like 25, I believe.
Yeah,
So like
so
offer
you
shipping.
are offering them free shipping and you still made money, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean even like once they finish the first month, even offering to cover shipping their second month too, because it's like 25, so
yeah, exactly. It's like because you bought that sample and you're ready to go and you're loving the product, I'd love to offer you free shipping for 2 months
okay.
to like pay back the sample, right?
Yeah.
Like a
Right.
rebate.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just little ways to pull people in, some people just need a little.
Yeah. And then like the thing about going on Reels and like looking at comments and following people that way, that's smart. Like, because I've been going through like friends and following their friends. And I haven't done it a lot, but I was doing that last night and I was like, I wonder if people are gonna think I'm weird.
You know
Because
what
they're like,
I do too? And
that
I'm going to
have
share all
so
my dirty
they're like,
secrets with you.
"I
You know what I'll do too? You know how like when girls all get together, like let's say you have a like acquaintance friend that you're like decently friends with. Like your friends are usually people that you relate to or hi Asher. Bodhi and Caleb both had that same sleeper. Um, but if you see like a bunch of girlfriends get together, let's say for a girls' night or a dinner or whatever, and they do like a table photo, or they're at the gym and they just did like a gym selfie or something, like things that relate to you, or if this person relates to you and they've tagged like four girls, I'll
Mm,
like go and like follow all of the girls that they take.
yeah.
Because why
Yeah.
not, right? Like if you relate to that person, why wouldn't you relate to the next person that they're
Right.
friends with? Right. So
Okay.
little tiny ways. And like, it's not going to make a huge impact, you guys. Like, it's not like you're going to gain 100 followers from doing this, but if you gain eight, it's better than gaining none.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, just like little tips like that. And then other things that you can do. So if anyone else has tips about that, let me know. But I don't know if you guys see this function on Reels too, but do you guys ever be shown like this reel did really well and you gained this follower from it? Like it tells you the exact follower. Okay, I go to that
I've seen that,
person.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's very new. It's a very new
Mm.
thing. I've only seen it once, but usually it'll just tell you so and so followed you from your reel. And but it
Mm,
won't tell you what reel they followed you from, right? So if they show you that, then you can go to that person's page and also go and start engaging with them because obviously something you shared struck with
resonate with
them,
them.
right? Like it resonated. So I do want to just talk a little bit more about this might ruffle some feathers, but I want you guys to be successful here. So I am going to tell you that if you want to be successful here, less graphics, more you.
Hmm.
Okay, let's take the focus off of graphics and start talking more you, right? Because this is going to benefit you. Like there's so many people in the Wellness Collective. You guys, if you go to the Wellness Collective Facebook group, there is 4.7K people in there. Okay, that all use the exact same graphics. So even if one person that follows you also follows one of those 4.7K people, they're going to see the same thing, right? So it's going to set you apart from that person that's also sharing that exact graphic. Anybody? You know,
Being
talking on
yourself.
your stories. And if that's scary for you, a good way to is segue into that is don't put your face on it, but still share your voice. Okay, your voice is huge, you guys. And I'm going to tell you right now, I did not like the sound of my own voice when I first started talking on stories. It is weird. It is weird because we hear ourselves one way in our ears, and then you hear yourself back and you're like, who dat? Right? But talking, like let's say you're doing an unboxing. Don't just like do a boomerang of your unboxing. Like, oh, my Amari order's here. Let's get personal. Let's flip the camera around so your face isn't on it, right? And go through everything that you got in your order, explain what it is, why you take it, right? Because even just your voice is huge. If you're not or if you're not comfortable showing your face, doing anything with your voice, sharing about your living room. I'm not really sure, you guys. Like, should I be moving that chair to that corner or that corner? Put up a poll. Little things like that. It's gonna really help your business. If you haven't been like, if you've been too scared to actually talk, you ladies, you all have a beautiful voice. Use it. Okay? But that is what
I
I'll
was
leave
just
you guys with.
laughing as you said that.
Pardon me?
I was just laughing as you said that, like a beautiful voice. I don't feel that way, but thank you.
See? And I can't see your face right now, but I
Yeah.
can hear your voice. And to me, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Paige.
Right? And it's unique. We all have our own voice, you guys.
Mm.
No one's going to
So,
sound like you, right? We all
mm,
carry our own vibration. So, and that's going to attract your people. I know it sounds like something so basic, but start there if you're not quite ready to talk on your stories. Okay. And if you are already talking on your stories, let's talk some more. I know it sounds like, hey, Paige, yeah, I talk about it all the time, but talk about other things, right? Let's not just jump on and talk about the supplements and the business opportunity. Let's also talk about, like, I was talking to Becky the other day, and I was like, she's trying to wean her baby off the boob, right? And I said to her, why don't you jump on and talk about that? Like, not while you're mixing your supplements, not while you're doing anything else, while you're maybe sitting down, chilling. Like, man, I've had such a hard time weaning my baby off the boob. Does anyone have any advice for me? Question box. Right? Just like I'm just giving you guys some examples. You guys will all have your own little things that you can talk about. But what's specifically going on in your life that you could maybe ask for advice on or ask for opinions on or anything like that, right? I am going to wrap this up because I don't want to go to the 1 hour mark on the recording. So I'm going to stop the recording here. Thank you all for being here. Oh, did I not record? Oh, yeah. Okay, I did. I'm like, okay, bye recording.